After a disappointing loss in Lisbon, Benfica was back in Barcelona, and it was written in the stars. Well, I don't know if it was written in the stars, but our European campaign is over. We got that. We got the Nacional game, and we got Rio Ave coming up. All and much more. Another night, another podcast.
Hasta que no estás aquí dentro no sabes la grandeza de este equipo.
Quero Benfica intimidar o adversário. Quero um manto sagrado entrar com vocês em qualquer estádio. E estamos, pá! É isso que eu quero!
Okay.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another edition of the Talking to the Law Benfica podcast. My name is Alfredo Fumaças. Here we are, another night, another podcast. With me, as always, Cristiano Oliveira. Como é que tá, amigo? Estás bem?
Olá, Alfredo. Boa noite. Até logo.
Não sejas assim, pá. Não sejas assim.
I just want to let everybody know that Alfredo's holding a gun to my head and making me do this podcast.
He's making me do this.
I am not here on my own. I am not here.
I'm not here on my own volition.
Nope. It's against my will. I'm not here on my own will, just so. Feel free to call the cops. Send them over.
Estás fudido, pá. No, we're here. And it's, you know, there's a lot of other things going on and just not the reason. I know that Cristiano is.
You know what I'm happy about?
What are you happy about? Tell us, Chris. Tell us.
I'm happy that I go to our YouTube channel and I don't have to say smash the like button. There's already a bunch of likes before I even got to press the like button.
You're doing your job.
The guys are listening. You know, I think everybody's just depressed and sad, and they're like, fuck it. Let's send the heart to these guys.
Let's send the heart because Cristiano's in a shitty mood. Let's put a bunch of likes on the video and see if we could cheer up Cristiano.
You guys did. So if that was your intention, you guys cheered me up.
Happy Cristiano is much better than angry Cristiano. Some people may say that. I don't know. I don't know who would say that.
I've only been angry a couple of times. I've been negative Cristiano a lot, and I've been positive Cristiano. But Dave hasn't been checking up on me. He hasn't been making sure I've been positive Cristiano of late.
Because I think we're all in the same boat.
Yeah, I was gonna say I think the negativity's been rubbing off on Dave as well. So
Dave's the gauge. Dave is the gauge. Dave is the one that calls it out.
You ain't gotta call him homophobic things on this podcast, Alfredo. I mean, Jesus.
No, you know those cocks that you buy at the feiras in Portugal that they turn colors when it's gonna rain. So there's like Dave calls you out.
That's some witchcraft shit. I don't know what you're talking about.
You know what I'm talking about, right, Dave?
This podcast
I don't.
PG-13.
No, you don't.
I've never seen those. No.
The Cristiano, you know what I'm talking about, right? The weather cocks.
I tuned you off after I heard cock. I tuned you off because this shit went from a PG-13 to a rated R podcast in the span of 3 seconds.
Help us out, chat. How many of you guys know of those cocks that you buy at the fairs in Portugal and they change colors based on the weather that's happening? I know this is a thing. I'm not crazy.
Never seen it.
The only ones that I've seen are the ones that are in the Canecas and those ones, but never ones that change colors when the weather is changing. I've never heard of that shit.
Dude, I'm gonna go at Google right now and do color changing cocks to see what comes up.
You're gonna end up on some FBI watch list.
Anyway, Dave de Oliveira, as you've heard him, is also here with us. Dave, what's going on, brother?
Oh, it's good. It's good. Is it good? I don't know. We're in the, like I was telling you, I feel like these are the dog days of in baseball. It's dog days of summer, but the dog days of winter here for us in the Benfica land. We're not close to the beginning of the season and not that far, still too far away from the end of the season. We're just in the dog days and going through the motions here, but good to be back here.
Yeah.
I mean, at least you're getting some sunny days over our way.
Yeah.
Bro,
you know, that's in America, Dave. You're soon to be your home country in America. No, I'm joking.
Don't
I'm
push
trying to
it.
get. I'm
Soon
trying to
to
get
be your
canceled.
home country.
Don't push it.
Fucking shit.
I'm about to
Push
get
it.
canceled in Canada too, Dave. I'm just going for the trifecta, bro.
Anybody in the Surge or the mainland want to adopt me and sponsor me to come live over there before shit hits the fan?
I don't know,
over here
Dave.
out of the
I don't know.
border.
I think all three of us need visas to go to Açores.
Yeah. Hey, I'm partial, so I'm okay with I should.
I don't
be
need a
able to get
visa.
in.
I'm a Portuguese citizen, Alfredo. So are you.
Yeah, but I don't know, man. I think at this point,
You don't think they don't let me in?
the regional
they'll let me in?
government is looking at your
They have
file.
a picture of you at the airport, Chris. They won't let you land.
No,
They're looking at
I
your
believe
file.
they got a picture. They got a picture of me of all the Casa Santa Clara throughout the country. That I believe, but I don't know about the airport.
But anyway, here we are. I want to say hello to I just sent you guys a picture of the cock, the color changing cock. It changes with the weather on the chat. It's there.
Would you? Where?
I sent it
it.
to the.
You did get Gary B that said yes. Gary B
Bro,
said, I'm
Gary
guessing
knows. I'm surprised you guys have never seen these things. These are Portuguese things. You see you guys are looking at the chat. You see the feathers.
I'm looking at the chat. I don't see nothing.
No,
dude.
bro, not
crazy.
It's on. It's our personal chat.
It's on the is it Telegram?
I'm
Signal?
thinking
Signal.
you're talking about. I'm thinking you're talking about the chat here.
No,
I just see Manuel Acuna with the Canadian flag.
Yeah,
Hola Canada. Benfica podcast has got a new mascot. I'm pretty sure Logan Muniz says. I'm thinking he's talking about that. But that's what I thought you were talking about. I didn't know you were talking about like chat on the phone.
So want to say hello to Diogo Reis, Logan Muniz, Jason Caidola, Manuel Acuna, Brian Pires, Gary B. Yeah, that's all the folks that have said hello so far in the chat.
I think I've seen this before, but I had no idea that they changed colors.
The feather changes based on the color. If it's gonna rain, it changes to a different color. You guys see the little thing on the bottom?
Who needs a weatherman then? They're always wrong.
No, that's right.
Just get one of these cocks outside your door.
But Dave was right. There's some witchcraft cocking going on.
Do they have to be outdoors, or do they work like on your kitchen table?
No, it's you put it on your apparently on the windowsill on top of the mesa de cabeceira, something like that. you can put it anywhere in the house. You just can't have it outside. It's anywhere in the house.
This shit works.
Apparently, yeah, because they're very popular.
I'm gonna order a case of these, and I'm gonna save these TV channels a lot of money. They're gonna love me. They're gonna love because I think I've seen these things, but I have no idea that they change colors. To be honest,
you guys
no idea. Coisas que se aprendem no Benfica podcast.
What do you call it? So welcome everyone. We're here. We're at episode number 554. We'll recap the Nacional game. We'll also recap the Barcelona game that happened today, and we'll look ahead to Rio Ave. Tough game outside of Lisbon, which we'll see what happens. But we're minus 3 points on Sporting, but one game on hand. So we need to continue, and what do we have? 9 games left, Dave, in a season?
Nine games left, 10 for us, I believe. Nine in total for Sporting, 10 for Benfica. Going into the weekend, though, remember Benfica won, so Benfica actually won and played ahead of Sporting. So Benfica actually were level with Sporting until they played Casa Pia themselves. But yes, I believe it's 10 games for Benfica and 9 Campeonato games for Sporting.
Yeah. So I wanted to pull out the images so I could put it on the show here. But anyway, Benfica,
what, the cock?
Yeah. Save image.
Because I guess how could you do? I don't know. You could put that up on the screen.
I could do a lot of things.
Chris, that's gonna go over top of your
That's
image.
fine. I've been called worse. Don't worry about it.
Let's see.
You can put right over my image, Alfred. I'm wondering if the Freddies in the chat have
the Cox
seen this.
Once they see it, I bet you they're gonna know. They're going to know.
Gary and I think Logan, they're the only ones that said yes.
Here we go. Look at that.
Wait, because you're like 30 seconds behind. So the feed here on YouTube.
How many
like, here we
people
go,
have
and I'm
seen
looking, I don't see
these
anything.
weather changing cocks? Color changing cocks.
I bet you Hugo's seen it. He collects them.
Hugo's seen it because
there it is.
Hugo's very Portuguese.
I've never seen those things in my life. Damn, he put over Dave's face. I've never. Oh, now you put it over mine too. Okay, never seen it.
Yeah, I think I'm just gonna leave this on the screen.
DJ Natural says first time seeing that.
Yeah, so that's something that you buy at the feira, right? You buy that at the feira, and you just put it on your windowsill, and it tells you the weather.
Fredo. Right now, everybody's siding with me and Dave here on the chat. Nobody knows what the hell you're talking about.
Guys are not Portuguese. And I always thought this is some kind of witchcraft. I don't know.
Manny Valadon had that growing up.
Yeah.
So what is blue cold weather and the pink is warm weather?
No, it's rain and sunny. I think that's what it. That's what it does. Rain and sunny.
Rain and sunny. Okay. Never seen this, but
this doesn't work in Canada. Too much. We don't have one for the snow.
I mean, Dave, you could get a sunny day where it snows, like right after.
I guess, but then the Portuguese people are going to be confused. They're going to be dressed for the sun and not for the snow.
Mom had 2 of these and the Fatima one.
Yeah,
the Fatima one I've seen.
That's where you buy them.
But the Fatima one wasn't doing the weather, were they?
I don't know.
No, right?
I think that it's the same witchcraft. They put it on a Santinha and it changes colors.
I gotta give it up to DJ Natural though. He does say, "Why not just look outside?" That's a good point. That's a good point. Just look out your window and like, okay, you don't need a cock. You just look out the window.
For this, yeah, but yeah.
Diogo says the shit we got to talk about to avoid talking about Benfica. Pretty much.
He's right.
Neil says, "Hello guys, good evening. I just finished watching today's game."
Sorry to hear that, Neil.
Yeah, sorry. We watched it live. You actually knew the result and went and sat there, bro. You must like needles in your eyes.
That's dedication, man. That's dedication. Anyway, Benfica hosted Nacional at Estádio Luz on Saturday, lined up with Samu, Silva, Otamendi em Carreiras, Leandro, and Dal on the wings. Their wing backs, Auschwitz, Koksu in the middle, Amdouni, Bruma, and Belotti were up front. What can we say about this lineup? It's another lineup where Lage is rotating players, and that's fine. I'm okay with that. We complain so much about not rotating and always the same 12, 13 players play. He's rotating. It's great. I don't think there's I'd like to hear your take on it. I don't think there's even a conversation here to be had in terms of whether Samu is emerging as Benfica's number 1 goalie. I don't think this is even a topic. What say you, Chris?
So then why you asking? Why are you trying to put me on?
Because you always have interesting takes on things.
No. Listen, Samu has played well when he's had the opportunity. Came up big with a big penalty kick save that could have obviously messed things up and made him a little bit messier going into halftime. And instead of 2-0, you're going to go up into halftime, 2-1. So credit to him for spectacular save. And as I've said, he's making his case. He's obviously progressing. He's getting better to the point that we can trust him to play against the Boa Vistas and the Nacionals. But again, at the same time, let's keep that in mind. It's Boa Vista and Nacional. And I think that's why Lage has decided to give him and a bunch of the other guys who are normally not the first guys, guys in the starting 11. He's opting to give these guys an opportunity and get their minutes throughout the season. So, I'm glad he's played well, and he's, at least now we know that we got a reliable backup. Where in years past we've always questioned. If I recall last year when we did our buy, keep, loan, sell, whatever podcast at the end of the season. Somebody, I don't know, one of you guys were talking about were questioning if Benfica need to go out and get themselves a backup goalkeeper. And there was noise at the beginning of the season with Ricardo Velho as well coming in as a backup to Trubin. And I think that Samu has answered that question well. So credit to him, credit to Laj. Just to add a little thing also here to this, I'm glad that Laj is rotating. Again, it's Boavista, it's Nacional. If our other players, who we call backups, right, don't do well against these teams, then maybe they shouldn't even be playing on the team. So credit to them for all stepping up and doing what they have to do. But things could have gotten real interesting though in that game, and I'll let you go over that. But Samu stepped up big time.
Yeah, and don't forget, Benfica's goalkeeping golden child is playing for the B right now, which is André Gomes. That kid, from what I hear, from what I read, he's the future of Benfica's goal.
Here's a question: Who do you hear that from? The same people that tell you about Araújo, Antonio Silva, Florentino. I mean, who'd you hear that from? Because everybody,
coaches,
everybody
from Kalu.
Everybody in Seixal.
I heard it from Kalu.
Everybody in Seixal tells you that everybody there is great. So
no,
we've seen how great they are in these games like today. We'll get into today's game in a little while, but yeah,
they've been talking about this kid for a long time. But yeah, I don't know. When he comes up, we'll see. But he is the second coming, I think.
Second coming of what? Odysseus, or like what do we?
Roberto.
What was his name? What's the dude Varela? Second coming of Varela? Is that what it?
No, he's way better than Varela. Way better than.
Listen, at this point, I'm not giving anybody the benefit of the doubt. I'm a pissed off Benfiquista.
Yeah,
so nobody gets my benefit of the doubt.
We started off good. Dooney got us on a scoreboard 1-0 off of a Dal assist. Then in the 23rd minute, a PK on Belotti, which I didn't think it was a PK because he got the shot off. Then there was a contact. So if that was called back, I wouldn't have been upset about it. In the same way that Samu. The penalty against Samu at Porto wasn't a PK either, and Portistas were clamoring for it. But it was the same situation where he heads the ball, keeper saves it, then on the follow-through he hits him in the head, and Belotti was the same thing. Got the shot off, and then he got the tackle, and I don't know if that was the reasoning for the referee, but once you get that shot off and you tackled afterwards, I don't understand what the argument is. Is the argument that you couldn't chase your own shot? I don't know what Chris, what do you think?
I don't even like to talk about other teams, right? I hate that. I hate talking about Porto Sport. But in that situation, the goalie's coming up, he's flying. I think you can't confuse the two of them. I don't think you could compare the two of them. I think the player goes for a tackle. Belotti beats him to the shot. There's clear contact. It's a clear penalty in my mind. Whereas the other one, the goalie gets the ball and then he follows through. I mean, what's the goalie supposed to do? As he touches the ball, pump the brakes and just stop spontaneously in the middle of the air? I mean, what do you expect? And I'm not saying this because that's against our rival, because you know how I am. If it was Benfica, I would have said the same exact thing. To me, I don't think there's any doubt that there's a penalty. That's a penalty against Belotti. What do I want to, like I said, what's the goalie supposed to do?
Yeah. No, I mean, for me, like I said, it was okay that it got called, but for me, if it didn't get called, I would have been perfectly fine with it, because the contact happens after the shot, after he gets the shot off. I don't know, but we've seen so many. The criteria is so wide in Portugal in terms of what gets considered a penalty and what doesn't, that nothing surprises me anymore. Dave, what do you think?
I think that shit happens in other leagues. We just don't hear the nonsense because, like we do in Portugal.
I think it was way more of a bang play. Like, he gets the shot off, but if you slow it down, then it looks like he gets the contact right after the shot. But watching that live and in the moment, it's a split second where he's shooting it, and then he's also getting the tackle made at the exact same.
And you could make the argument that he was sliding before he got the shot off.
Yeah, but does it mean that now after you get a shot off that it's okay to get tackled and mangled?
No,
after you get the shot off?
I'm not saying that you're wrong, Chris. I'm just saying that it maybe the fact I think I saw the referee explaining it is that he was already sliding, so the slide was
started before the shot was taken.
Right. So it's negligent behavior. I think that's referee speak. Negligent behavior. It's more than negligent. I forget what the terminology
My teachers used to
is
say that about me all the time in grammar school.
You're negligent, or you were intelligent?
No, definitely negligent.
But yeah, and then right before the half, we had that PK that Samu saved, and I think that if we go into the half 2-1, it's a different story in the second half. But I thought that Benfica had a good first half, or a decent first half, creating but finding an inspired goalkeeper, and I thought that goalkeeper again. Second game in a row that goalkeepers are standing on their head while they're playing us.
Way more than second game in
maybe third
a row. It's third or fourth going back here. It seems like these keepers are going. You got Chesney, you got the Boavista goalie, Nacional goalie, and I'm pretty sure there was one before that one as well. Let me go back.
Yeah.
Here.
Yeah, but that could be a combination of two things, Dave. That could be a combination of two things, which is good or bad, right? One, the good. Let's start with the good. That the reason why those go, and I think I said this to Timo on Twitter, because Timo was talking about the same thing, how goalies always look great. And first of all, this is not new, okay? This is, we've been saying that shit on this podcast here for at least 10 years, easily, if not more. But the good news is that the reason why that happens is because Benfica is clearly creating opportunities. They're creating scoring opportunities. Right, that's the good. And then the bad, the reason why that's happened is because of our inability to score and put the ball in the back of the net. And a lot of these saves from a Chesney and even this goalie, and he made some good saves. I'm not going to take anything away from him. He's some good, but a lot of these shots are straight at him as well.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's our inability to put the ball in the back of the net makes the goalkeepers look better. And then it's our ability to create scoring chances, which is a positive. And that's the reason why these goalies have a game with 10 saves against Benfica, and then they'll play, I don't know, what fan base do I want to piss off? Gil Vicente. They'll play Gil Vicente, the
cock team,
and then not make any saves. Because why? Gil Vicente doesn't get a shot on goal. You know what I mean? So, I think it has a lot to do with that. And then, obviously, there's also that you're going to start to lose. You're playing Benfica.
Yeah.
It's your Super Bowl for a lot of these teams. You know, it's the biggest game of the year on your calendar. So the motivation aspect is definitely involved, but I think it's more to do with chances and our stupid inability to score.
The last couple of games, that's what it's been. It's these shots been right at the keeper and the quality. But it's
not the last couple of games, Dave. It's not the last couple of games, Dave. This is the common theme. I mentioned it last week, and you could go back to it's that we don't score. We don't finish. And that's why earlier in the season, when we were struggling to get results, right? We create opportunities. We don't put them away. And then Obbs in the 94th minute scores. And now before we know it, it's 1-1. Why? Because we didn't put our opportunities away. And in that game against Obbs, to be fair to them, we didn't even create many chances. But we did have some. But the fact is that against Barcelona, right, last week, with the man up for 70-plus minutes, we created crazy chances. We didn't put the ball in the back of the net, suffer the consequences, right? It's just in the Portuguese league, 9 out of 10 games against the Nacionais and the Boavistas of this world, you're going to be bailed out because the quality is shit. And so you'll be all right. But it's a common theme, guys. We don't score. We don't put the ball in the back of the net with the rate that we would like. Last year we did with Rafa. We did with Di Maria. We came here on this podcast and we talked about multiple times. Benfica got bailed out by the individual brilliance of a Di Maria and a Rafa. You guys recall that?
Yep.
And this year, Pavlidis is finally starting to score, right? We had Artuculo that was scoring some goals, and Di Maria's been missing, and that's it. There's nobody else scoring goals on Benfica at a consistent basis, at a consistent level, I should say.
Yeah, Brian Peters says we absolutely suck in the final third, and Chico Marcelino says we lack quality in the attack. Yeah, and,
No, Sheik, we lack quality everywhere on the field.
Hey, but
come on, everywhere, and a bunch of overrated players, bunch of bums. It's quality nowhere.
Specifically in the attack. Second half was a half that Benfica controlled, lowered their pace, got some subs in. Renato Sanchez got to come back, after long absence. Pavlidis, Turkoglu, and Barreiro all came in for Koksu, Belotti, Amdouni, and Dal. Then in the 82nd minute, Sheldrup came in for Bruma. And then we would seal the deal with a third goal by Pavlidis in the 90 plus. So a relatively boring second half, if you wanna call it that, or if you want to look at it that way. But I like boring sometimes. I don't like to be on the edge of my seat wondering whether this team's going to be able to close out the game or not with the win. So, but yeah, it was good getting the 3 points. Playing ahead of Sporting also is always good, that you put the pressure on Sporting after a win. But it was a good win. What else can we say about this game? Not much else. Dave, stats.
Before we get into the stats,
go ahead, Dave.
And I know we're talking about lack of quality on the finishing, but I'm liking what I'm seeing from Belotti up front. He's one to always run it and press, and I know that's kind of the way that position is played these days, is the pressing forward. But the finishing, he's been unlucky, but I'm liking what I'm seeing from him when he doesn't have the ball, and he's always running. You got to give the guy credit for always tracking back and pressing up high too, but he's kind of got that poor finishing in him right now. But I'm liking what I see, especially with his link ups with Bruma there. I don't know if we're going to be able to re-sign him when the loan is up. Probably not, but I like what I'm seeing. I've seen more from him in these couple of games than all of Cabral's Benfica tenure. So I like what I'm seeing there from from Belotti.
I think he adds a lot more to the attacking line than Cabral. I don't think he's yet at a Pavlidis level, and I don't think that's saying much. But I don't know. I think that he works a lot, and I appreciate that. But I think that he's sloppy on the touch. Muito trapalhão.
More sloppy than Pavlidis. Pavlidis got a heavy touch. See, that's the problem with both of these.
Sometimes, but he's
who doesn't?
Fuck.
Yeah, but
who doesn't? Pavlidis does. Cabral does. Ausnes does. Belotti does. Even Sheldrup does. Artur Kuglu does. I mean, it's crazy how the ball bounces off. You remember that game we used to play when we were little kids, Alfredo? I'm pretty sure you did as well. You get the ball and you're by yourself against the wall.
Yeah.
And just, like some of these guys' touches, right? It seems like it's that wall you were playing with when you were a youngster, bro. It's pathetic. It's just, I don't know.
Yeah, it's yeah, and I mean somebody was saying, and I forget who it was. I think it was Brian Peters. That he was saying that we've been bad now for the last 5 years. Just we haven't been able to score. We just don't. I think that we got spoiled up front. We went from Cardoso, who scored a lot of goals. Then we had Jonas. Then who do we have? Darwin, Gonçalo Ramos. And now we just Gonçalo Ramos didn't get a lot,
and neither was Darwin. I'm sorry,
and neither was Darwin. You're right, but
that first year, the second year was obviously a lot better.
I think that we got spoiled with Cardoso and Jonas, which came shortly after Cardoso. That these guys, we could always count on these guys. There were 30 goals plus every season. Cardoso not so much towards the end of his stint at Benfica, but
I mean, prolific. What's crazy is you got these guys. I know Pavlidis, and credit to him. Look, he's turning it around, right? But you have these guys, the rest of the guys on Benfica, making Jimenez and Mitroglou, and again, they were good players, but they making these guys look like they were freaking superstars.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
those guys
you didn't
look
even
good.
mention my boy Seferovic.
Yo, Seferovic was nice that 1 year, bro. He killed it.
What, João
Felix
Felix?
was going Saviola. Oh, Sheik was mentioning Lima. Yes, Rodrigo. Yes, Mitroglou. But he mentioned Saviola. Saviola scored like 6 goals, if that, a year. I mean, I don't put Saviola in that category. But yes, I would agree with you on the rest of the guys, Sheik.
Yeah.
I mean, I would take a Lima in a heartbeat. Rodrigo, even Mitroglou today.
Will you take a Jimenez today?
Yeah, of course. I mean, today he's a little bit older, not the same, but still, in Portugal, o gajo ainda fazia a diferença. I mean, he can't be worse than Cabral. I guarantee you that. He runs more than Cabral, even in EPL. Might not score a lot of goals, but my man is always running around. And in Portugal, fazia a diferença.
Yeah, I don't know about Vinicius.
Carlos Vinicius.
I don't know about Vinicius.
Vinicius. Yeah, I'd take Pavlidis over Vinicius.
Yeah.
But whatever. Cada tem o seu gosto.
Yeah.
You're entitled to your opinion.
Dave.
Hey, Gary B going to Micoli. Jesus, he said,
damn, that's a long. That's really old school.
Now we're gonna go back into Nuno Gomes and Van Hooijdonk. Remember Van Hooijdonk? My man was a good. He only played 1 year, but look, Sheik just mentioned him. Look at that. Right on time. Look at that. Van Hooijdonk, whatever his name is.
What about
kicks and everything?
Azar Caradas?
Crack.
Azar Caradas.
He was there for the championship, right, in 04?
Azar Caradas. No, he was there the centenarium year.
Yeah,
so 20 years ago.
Outro monk, bro. A baller when it gets to these guys' feet, the ball's scared, bro. Bola quer fugir, man.
Dave, stats so we can move.
Here, where the hell did I have them? Here we go. Amdouni returns to the score sheet for the first time since December of this past year. Samu's first penalty save at the senior level saved a penalty for Benfica B back in 2022. That was also the first penalty called against Benfica this season in the Portuguese league. And Pavlidis with his 19th of the season, 9th in league competition. 4 goals in his last 5 games.
Yeah, Sneaker Shouts is calling out Castillo. Wow.
Alan Kardec, these guys, Brian Dean,
David Suazo,
Mantor.
Suazo was a player. He's just hurt all the time.
Same with Matoras.
Suazo had a little wish, but he could get on it, bro. But he couldn't finish.
Yeah, I remember Suazo beating defenders for speed, like from the halfway line.
That was it. Yes.
Remember that?
And then what?
Then what? Then what is right?
No, that one against Guimarães, I remember you thought it was a through ball from, I think, Aymar, if I'm not mistaken.
It was a pass de letra, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it
looked like me in Matrex. But yeah, it was a phenomenal pass.
How do you do that in Matrex? The guys can't open the legs, dude.
Por isso, that's why I can do it. Mais fácil.
Brian Peter says Ferreira.
Ferreira, man. He looked good at Shakhtar when he played against Benfica.
Yeah, and then what happened?
Then when he came over, and I got to spend time with him and Castillo, believe it or not. Castillo.
Balboa, foda-se.
Balboa was a midfielder, Diogo.
No.
He's a right winger.
He's a winger.
Right midfielder.
Yeah. Caradas played under Trapattoni, yep.
Yeah, that Sneaker Shout just said what I said. Facundo and Castillo same year. Yeah, I know. I seen them practice their very first practice.
Macacula, that's who I was thinking
Macacula.
Fuck.
Yeah, we've had.
I don't know.
We've
DJ
had some
mentioned
guys, dude.
DJ Inozo. I don't know who Inozo is, but might have been a good player in his heyday. But I'm pretty sure he means Enzo Perez and Nico. But now we're going to midfielders, guys. We're talking about forwards. Macacula. There was a huge fight to get Macacula at Benfica.
We should have a show where we look back at Benfica forwards. Right? Rate the past 20 years.
Than today's game.
Today's game. Yeah, we should do that. We should do that, a show where we rate the past 20 years, all of Benfica forwards. We rate them, and we kind of bring them up. We reminisce a little bit and laugh it up. I think that would be a good show.
Yeah, we could go over all the guys at Benfica that came from the B team that were supposed to be superstars and never panned out to shit. Como é que chama
We
aquele?
don't
Oh,
have
Chico.
enough time in that
Oh,
for
Chico.
that.
Chico Marcelino. What's the name of the young kid? He came. He was gonna be the next Rui Costa. He came and he played. Alfredo, you probably remember. This is like probably late '90s, early 2000s. What's his name was
Bruno
Hugo, but
Aires.
it's not you. He's a midfielder.
Bruno Aires.
He was like the youngest Benfica player at the time to have played, made his debut in a while.
Bruno
He
Aires,
was a
man.
midfielder.
I think it was Bruno Aires.
Bruno Aires, is that him?
I
Okay,
think
I guess
so.
it was Bruno Aires.
I think it was Bruno Aires.
No, I don't think it's that name. I don't know if it was Bruno Aires. That name.
Mauet Jr. Foda-se.
Não, mano. Não, era português. Era português.
No, but Chico's really digging in. David
no, not David
no,
Simão,
no, it was
bro.
David
No,
Simão.
he actually he featured on the club. He was on the beat. I don't know. I forget his name.
It was in the 90s, no? In the 90s,
late 90s.
I can only think
his name was Hugo.
Bruno Aires.
Was it Hugo? Bruno Aires, maybe.
Hugo
Leal, there it is. Yeah, I said his name was Hugo.
They ended up going to Porto.
Hugo Leal was supposed to be oh my God, my man was all that in a bag of cookies. and he was a freaking Oreo cookie with no filling.
The ones from the dollar store.
No, not Nacional and Barcelona. He said
Hugo Leal.
I knew it was a Hugo something. Hugo Leal, yeah. Chico, am I right or wrong? Hugo Leal was supposed to be all that, right?
Yeah.
I think he played. He was very young and all that stuff when he played. He made his debut. He
And then he
that's a good one too.
He ended up at Porto. Zagolus was the second coming. You guys remember that?
Yeah, Zagolus was supposed to be. My man was killing it down there.
Youngest.
But I wanted to go back to Hugo Leal because Hugo Leal was the first one. I believe he was like the first one to come up after years of Vietnam and all that, and Benfica doing shit, and he was like going to be the savior. I'm pretty sure. Hugo Leal traded Benfica for the Spanish second league. Sad.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
He started very well at Benfica. Yeah, he was supposed to be Próximo Rui Costa. That's what they were. I remember that's what they were calling him. Like he was going to be the savior.
Yeah.
And then he disappeared. So yeah, he's definitely on that list. There's Zagolus for sure. One guy that was a huge disappointment, but now you know what? He came through. He scored against Porto last week for Guimarães. No. Last week.
Nelson Oliveira.
God, no, man. The kid that Benfica was selling to Leipzig for 20 million.
I know what you're talking about.
He scored.
I know what you're talking about. Chico's gonna know who it was.
Yeah, I'm terrible. She was mentioning a good. I used
Balde.
to love Balde.
Right?
Yeah, Balde.
Yeah,
that kid was supposed to be. Oh my God, every team. And then what about Diego Moreira too? Same thing. He's gonna be the next thing and disappeared. Went to Chelsea. Now he's in France, I think, Lyon or some shit.
Yeah. Yeah, they loaned
He
him
said,
out.
"You guys avoiding the American Pele?" No, I'm one of the few that I defend Freddie Adu.
Umaru Embalo. That's
the guy, not Balde, Alfredo.
No,
Umaru Embalo. Yes, that's the guy.
I know there was Alde something in there. I don't know what.
Sabri Benfica played. What's their name? Oh my God, what's the name of PAOK? Benfica played PAOK in one of these Europa League. And Sabri busted our ass and we went and purchased them.
Sabri was a bad motherfucker, man.
Remember that Golaço scored against Sporting?
He was like that up.
And then Di Maria
the streets have never forgotten his name.
And then what's his name? Then Jose Mourinho told him to kick rocks.
Right. Era brinca na areia. Anyway, I know we're avoiding.
I'm having more fun. Yeah, Macaridis came from there as well, right? Macaridis and Sabri, they both, also got him. Yes, exactly.
Yeah,
they both came from PAOK after Benfica played. I'm having more fun talking about this shit than talking about the game. I mean, you really want to go? You just want to talk about misery, right? This is a really good portion of the podcast right now.
No,
Chris, there's a comment there for you there.
What happened to Cavani? Wasn't he supposed to be the next Cardozo?
I'm having a problem with my headphones, guys. I don't know if you can hear me.
I hear you great, Chris.
I mean, listen, let me tell you guys something, bro. If you guys, it's the first time I'm talking about this, and it's the last time. And I'm not going to give you the names, but if you guys only dreamt of who gave me that information. You guys will never mock me ever again.
What information?
And maybe about
the
Cavani.
Cavani.
The Cavani. Yeah.
I don't think DJ
much.
Natural Fire knows the story. I think he just brought up
okay.
Cavani on a random.
Oh, and maybe one day when my book comes out, maybe by 2078, I don't know, maybe by then my book will come out, and maybe I'll have that in there of who told me he was joining Benfica. Because if you guys knew, nobody would ever mock me.
Put it on your OnlyFans first.
Your OnlyFans.
No, because maybe the person that told me subscribes to my OnlyFans, so I don't want to lose subscribers. You know.
Anyway, we have to talk about today's game. Benfica.
Roger, remember Roger?
Roger was good, man.
The ball, he had a lot of skill.
He's just like women too much.
Who doesn't?
He's a pretty boy.
But that guy was like loaned to us like 3 different times, was he not?
What about this one? Sheik Marcelino, this one's for you because you'll remember this one. I'm pretty sure some of you other guys will remember. But when Benfica, this is probably one of my favorite stories of, not favorite, but like to laugh at stories of Benfica. When Benfica signed Totti from Real Madrid, and one of the sports paper, I don't know if it was a Bolo Record, had a picture of Totti from Roma joining Benfica.
Yep.
They fucked that up. Benfica signing Totti.
People got all excited.
Totti. Yeah, man.
People got all excited.
Totti was joining Benfica, man. That shit.
And then came Totti from Spain. Yeah,
Totti came, barely played. He had a nice little touch. The Spaniard was nice little player, but nothing ever.
Yeah,
materialized.
DJ Natural Fire is saying that Fabrizio was the one that tipped you off on the Cavani thing.
When my book comes out, guys.
Chris could have been a different person. He wouldn't be able to do these Benfica podcasts if that came true.
That's right.
His career would have been higher than Fabrizio.
Yeah.
Nah, I would never turn my back on you guys. I would never turn my back.
You could have been.
I'll tell you this much. I don't know where I would have gone, but definitely I retired right after. It was a short-lived career. 3 days and then I retired.
Chris, instead of Fabrizio, you could have been calling you Patricio.
Patricio tu prima.
Anyway, Benfica traveled up to Barcelona to play the second leg of the quarterfinals, right? Quarterfinals of Champions League.
No, 16th.
Round of 16th. Yeah. Round of 16th of the Champions League. After basically wasting a one-man advantage for 70 minutes and not being able to convert, and then on a bad mistake, allowing a goal from Barcelona on the first leg, Benfica traveled up to Barcelona, Montjuic Olympic Stadium to play Barcelona. Trubin was in goal. Araújo, Silva, Otamendi, and Dal. Carreras actually suspended for yellow cards. Tinen, Auschness, and Kokshu in the middle. Artur Koglu, Sheldrup on the wings. Pavlidis up top. Look, I think that there's a few of us that maybe held up a little bit of hope, hoping that Benfica could pull something off, a magical night and whatnot. I was saying to the guys before that Benfica needed to be perfect, and Barcelona just needed to be themselves to win this game. And perfection is not something that happens. I mentioned 25 games, and Chris like 25 games. Is that a real stat? No, it feels more. There's huge gaps between perfect games or games that the team plays really well and everything falls to our side. But yeah, that's what Benfica needed to do. And Barcelona just needed to be themselves because they have players that are world class on this team. So if those players are on, or if they all play like they've played, I don't think they've lost a game in 2025. I want
25.
Right.
They haven't lost a game in 25.
They haven't lost a game yet in this new year, and we're already in March. But yeah, I mean, Lamine Yamal with that second goal, which probably not going to see much better than that. And then just the combination play, just
I
finding.
think he's trying to cross that, bro. I don't even
You
think
think
he's
so?
trying to shoot
I don't know,
bro.
man.
I
I thought it was a shot.
Just like his first assist to Rafinha, right? That snuck in behind Araujo, who loves to sleep in these games, but not once but twice in today's game. I don't know, man. I think those were passes, bro. I think those were passes that came out perfectly.
Yeah.
Just
no, I don't know. To me, looking at the replay, it looked
that
like
didn't
he
look.
tried it.
Look at the form. Look at the follow through on his shot. That didn't look like a shot. He was looked like it was trying to chip it into the box. That wasn't a shot, bro. That was like a hurried, let's cross. I don't know. I don't think that was a shot. But then again, we'll never know, and he's never gonna say no. So
yeah. I mean, at this point, I know that he's young.
Look, Sheik, look what Sheik just said.
Was like a pass
goal
to
was
go.
like a pass. I'm telling you, I think he was trying to pass. I think he was trying to cross. I don't think he was trying to shoot.
Look,
I'm telling you.
I think that I know that we haven't seen Yamal for a long time, but I mean the kid is ultra talented, right? So if that was meant, I give him all the credit. Obviously, he's not going to admit it or not, but he's capable of things like that, and that's kind of like that's why I'm not really saying that it was a cross, but it could have been a cross. I would have to go and take a look at the replay, but it was.
Go watch Alfredo. And Aaron, you got the over saying 100% a shot, bro. Listen. I trust my instincts. I trust my knowledge more than anybody else's. Alfredo, I got full conviction. Go watch that.
I have to go watch
it.
I would have to rewatch it.
And tell me if that's a shot. Okay?
Yeah,
watch it and tell me if that's a shot.
Was saying that the first goal was a missed shot turn assist.
Yeah, I think the first one was a missed shot. He's trying to twist his body and bend it near second post, but fucked it up, and then just so happened to have Antonio Mazzaruju watching the beautiful scenery at Monte Picchu, whatever the name of the stadium is. And then the second goal, I go watch it. Go watch.
Monte Picchu.
I don't know what it's called.
Montjuic.
It was close. Diogres also says, mind you, Carreras had him in his pocket the first two games. Yeah, let's not forget the first game in a 5-4 result.
It was a lot different.
Much shut him down with the exception of that diving penalty.
It didn't.
I guess Sneakers shouts, "What's up, my man? How you doing?"
I don't know if he did or
says, not. Didn't he admit he was a miss? I'm telling you, I don't think those shots. Dude, tu sabes como é que eu sou, Alfred. Go watch it, bro.
Yeah, no, I know.
I
haven't. I haven't watched it fully. I just thought that I don't. There wasn't anything that Trubin could do about it. Much like that.
E tu não sabes o que é que eu estou a fazer aqui agora by saying that. I know by 7:35 a.m. I'm gonna get Hugo calling me because as much as he loves Benfica, he's a coolie as well. And he's gonna tell me, "You're crazy. That's a shot," because he's lefty, so he thinks, que ele sabe tudo.
I'm lefty too, so I would have to go and look at it. I have to
go watch it. Go watch it, Alfred.
Yeah, I have to see it. I have to see it again. But yeah, it was just
look. See, Shiku says if that Yamal goal was a shot, I have never seen anyone shoot with that technique before. It looked like a cross 100%. I'm telling you, I think that was a miss. Whatever. Listen, credit to him. He still he bent it like Beckham. But it was a fantastic shot. Not to take anything away from the goal itself, it was phenomenal. But I think both of that goal and the assist to Rafinha, I think they were both miscues on their part. But hey, listen, it counted nonetheless. I wish Pavlidis and Ataracoglu would fuck up like that and would wind up in the back of the net. But unfortunately,
Andre Almeida has done some stuff like that.
Yeah, but which to this day I swear was a cross. Didn't he win the Puskás for that?
He was in the running. He was in the running.
Oh, he's now on the crack, bro.
Yeah, but look, I think at the end of the day, it's the difference in quality of teams was very apparent. I mean, it just looked like man against boys, finding all kinds of space, players receiving the ball in lines, facing the goal. It just I don't know, and then in defense is just very passive. Benfica very passive in defense. I think that the only one that you could say had a good game was Otamendi, but Otamendi's not going to be enough for Barcelona. But yeah, I mean, there's not much we could say. I mean, the game just got out of hand quickly, and then we got that goal on the corner by Otamendi. Kind of left. Okay, well, we kind of tied it back up, and we got a chance here. But then that Yamal and then the Rafinha before the half, it just
man, listen, I don't know. I had this weird feeling, guys, going into this game. I was actually confident due to the way that Benfica played Barcelona the 2 games at the start of the Luz. And I get it, 1 game, 70-plus minutes up. But nonetheless, Benfica played them well. And I had this weird feeling that today Benfica was going to have to be sharp on the defensive end. But I thought, just like many, right? I'm not the only one, right? Many people like myself thought that they were going to create chances and pose a threat to that Barcelona defense because, there's Swiss cheese back there. And so you get that Rafinha goal, and it's like, damn, it's a bummer. But then you get that goal right back by Otamendi off the corner, and you're like, oh, shit, it's going to happen.
Yeah.
Bro, this is it. And like that crazy feeling. And then it was just guessed after that. You know what I mean? But yeah, I was actually very positive going into this game.
Yeah. I was somewhat positive also. But and I watched the game and I was very positive, and when he scored the tying, I said, okay, well, this is gonna be maybe a shootout. But then seeing how we were getting smothered, we couldn't get anything going. We couldn't get the wings going, and it just a few chances that we had and weren't creating anything at all. And then every time they came on our end, it was just messy.
They have a terrific midfield.
Oh, yeah.
And we have a horrific midfield. So that's a combination, or that's a recipe, I should say, for disaster.
Yeah. Well, look, yeah. But I think at the end of the day, I think that when we look back at this European campaign, I think we have to say that it was, despite, going out, I think that it was successful, right? We got out of the first phase there. Then we played we played Monaco. We got past.
Did you just say? What did you say was successful? I'm sorry.
It was a successful campaign, in my eyes.
That's Maluk, man. That's Maluk.
I would give it a B if I was giving a.
That's Maluk.
So you think it was a complete failure, Chris?
I didn't say it was a failure, but it definitely ain't a way or B, bro.
You didn't think it was a successful campaign?
No, listen, Chris
Benfica
every year says that if we don't make it to the quarterfinals, that's the bare minimum.
But hold on, I'm gonna tell you why. You guys, I think your tune is gonna change right away.
Okay.
Benfica played 12 games in the Champions League, lost 5, drew 2, bro. That's not good. That's not good.
How many do we win?
By those numbers, 4.
5, 2, 7, 12 games.
5, 2, and 5.
5, 2, and 5. So
when's the last time Benfica won a Champions League?
It's over 500, Chris.
The last time we played a perfect game, according to Alfredo, which was against Atletico.
Okay. Out of the last 10 games at the start of the Luz, we've won, I think, 3. I think. I had those numbers. I saw them last week.
For European?
Again, and 500 is not 500, Alfredo, is not
it's more than 500.
Or a B. What? Because
it's 5 wins and 2 ties. Yeah. 5 losses. Look, I know I know exactly what you're saying. When you look at this campaign and you look at the record, it wasn't. Can't call it a success, but to me, going this far is a success.
But we didn't. We went further last year, Alfredo.
Different format.
What do you mean different format? It was knockout stage. We went to the 8.
Yeah,
this year we went to the 4 to 16.
But
what do you mean? So what?
Look at the tough games that we had. We had Barcelona, we had Atletico, we had Juventus. Usually we don't play those hard games in the group stage. We have one hard team.
A lot of the Freddy's, DJ Natural says a D+.
A D+.
Manny Cunha says C-. Right?
Vocês não gostam.
I'm telling you,
Quando
bro.
andavam a perder com o Basel.
Sim, mas andava, that doesn't mean, again, that's not good.
But also
it
look at
doesn't
the
mean
quality that we had, Chris, in terms of squad.
And
Alfredo,
when
what
we
quality,
started,
Alfredo?
We
played
don't have any
70
quality.
plus minutes. We
when
played
Go
70.
ahead.
Hold on, Dave. We played 70 plus minutes with an extra guy at home and lost the game. 70 plus minutes and lost the game. You want me to fucking sit here and clap?
Well, that's what I'm saying. With the quality that we had, the fact that we got this far is a success. Jason Gaidol is saying Benfica overachieved in this UCL campaign.
I was just gonna say, when we started this campaign, it was like Bruno Lage's first week on the job. We had just fired Roger Schmidt. So if you would have asked us right at the beginning of the campaign, if we make it to the round of 16, past the knockout, past the group stages or the league phase, get through the knockout phase, the playoff phase, and get us into the round of 16, you wouldn't have taken it?
Bro, you beat Gruba, right? 2-1. You beat Monaco on a miracle. You whooped Atletico's ass. You drew at home to Bologna.
You lost against Feyenoord.
You got smacked against Feyenoord. I mean, smacked, absolutely smacked. Hey, look, ironically enough, if you turned away those results where you lost to Atletico and you beat Feyenoord, you would have been content. At the end of the day, you got 3 points out of it, regardless. But yeah, it wasn't good. And then what happened with Juve? I forget. Did we beat? I don't even remember.
2-0 in.
Yeah, come on, Chris.
But Juve's garbage. But we always beat Juve and Juve.
Oh, no, it's Juve's garbage. It's like a Sportingista now.
They are garbage. They're terrible this year.
It's still Juve,
and we always beat them. We always beat them
in Turin.
Over there. Bunch of corruptos. They belong in 3rd division. Ladrones.
All I'm saying is that I thought it was a successful campaign.
Okay, I'll join that.
It was a successful campaign for me, if you ask me. Anything
I would too. There's definitely some meat on that bone that could have been better. But
look,
I would have signed up. I would have signed up for this at the beginning of the year.
It was positive that you got out of the group. Okay, the new format, but again, guys, it's 24 teams advancing out of 32. Let's not lose track of that. It's 32 teams and only 8 get eliminated, bro. So you gotta be really, really shit to get eliminated. We were just shit, not really, really shit.
Nah, we were close. We were close.
Yes, we still came close. We were only clear by like 2 points, I believe. Okay,
down to the nitty gritty.
Yeah, so think about that. I mean, we had to win that last, and we drew. If we didn't win that last game, we would have gone home. Okay, so we just made it over the line. Okay, yes, we beat Juve, fine. We beat Atletico, fine. We had a miracle win against Monaco, but hey, a win's a win, right? But it was a miracle. We had at the end of the day, if you really go back, I know it was under Roger Schmidt, I believe. You go back, no, it was already Bruno Lage, right? The
Red Star.
Yeah, like we held on for dear life. And I get it, the team right now is playing at a much better level than when we were at the beginning of the season. Yeah. Got to be fair. But I don't know, man. To me, look, the only silver lining is that, okay, fine, we got out of the group stage, which would have been an embarrassment had we not. But it's 24 teams advancing, bro. I mean, let's keep shit in perspective.
Yeah, Chris.
And I don't want to be the fan that starts celebrating little bullshit. I mean, that's what happens, and we become content with mediocrity. I mean, at the end of the day, we played 70 plus minutes at home, a man up, and somehow, some way, we found a way to lose the game 1-0.
Yeah, Chris.
Which, if I would have told you Benfica plays 70 plus minutes with the man up, you're like, all right, we find a way to squeeze one in, but
Chris,
we didn't.
Chris, before you go any further, let me say goodbye to our fans from Pama Media. If you want to continue listening to our show, check us out in podcast format on all your aggregators. Thank you so much, and talk to you next week. All right, Chris, go ahead.
Nah, they're good. I'm reading these comments. I'm reading.
No. Okay.
Shiku, I love Shiku, but he's asking dumb questions.
Come on, Shiku. You
Shiku.
always want Benfica to win. Come on.
Shiku. No, it just, I don't know. Whatever, man. At the end of the day, Benfica ganha, seja eu, tu. Comigo ganhavam sempre, presidente. That's no doubt. But yeah, seja o presidente quem seja, Benfica ganhar, o resto é música.
Yeah.
I gotta agree with Brian. This new format, it's become much harder for us. So round of 16 exit is how is it harder, bro? You got 24 teams getting out. I don't think it's hard. I think it's easy to get out. Before you only had 16. Now you got extra.
I deem it a success. I think anytime you get out of that first phase and you beat your first round of knockout, you beat that team. To me, your minimum should always be get into the knockout stage. If you beat that team in the first game of the knockout stages, you progress. I think to me that should be deemed a success for Benfica stature, at least.
What's Shiku talking about? A for
no,
Mexico?
He says he gave the chat two choices. One,
but
Benfica wins.
Diogo says for Mexico.
I'm telling you, I'm going to tell you.
Oh.
Shiku asked, which scenario would you pick? A, Benfica wins the league and Rui Costa wins the elections, or B, Benfica gets second place and Rui Costa loses the elections? That was the question.
And Diogo says A for Mexico.
A for me, Shiku.
I don't know. I don't know about Mexico. I don't know. And then Diogo follows up, man. Typical pork chop answer, which is just in my mind, it's unfathomable, bro. He follows it up with, it's better the devil we know than the devil. Come on.
O Chico votou para o Luís Filipe Vieira, pá.
You know he's a devil. You know, não vale caralho. Olha, com caralho.
O Chico votou no Luís Filipe Vieira, pá. What do you call? Yeah, Gary B. Yeah, but there was.
No, I'm not talking. My friend, I don't care who anybody. I wasn't referencing to nobody. I was just making a comment that when it comes to anything in Portugal, people are like, melhor o diabo com Sims. No, ser o diabo é diabo, caralho. At least you go the other way, and you might not be diabo. Yeah, and that has nothing to do with elections. I'm just talking in general. I hate that saying.
Yeah,
I hate that saying.
Gary B. The money was differently structured for this competition, so Benfica did rake in quite a bit of money. So in that aspect, that we were successful also. But anyway,
yeah, so I ain't seen any of that money. So
yeah, let's turn our attention now here to Benfica's.
Wait, you don't want to read the guys? Come on, you got the Freddies, and they're giving their grades. Are you just gonna ignore that?
I don't know. I thought there was a little bit of a silly question. You always
DJ Natural. You went from a D plus to a B. So that's progress.
All right,
you sold them. Manny Valadão. No, he says. Oh, that was Galin. I guess Jason Gaidola says A. I don't know. Is he saying? Are these guys saying an A to Shiku's option?
Yeah, dude.
Oh, okay. I thought it was the grade. Okay, never mind.
DJ Natural Fire says B. Manny Valadão says C. No Galinha. Dude, we can't have a guy whose name is Galinha as a president of the club, man. Come on, let's be real.
They already call our Eagles the Galinhas. Imagine having a guy.
I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know if I could. I don't know if I could live with that one, man. That's a tough one. Having a
Diogo saying, okay, so you want Benfica to lose, Chris? You obviously don't hear well. I wasn't referencing to elections, the Benfica elections. I was just giving just my opinion on anything. Portuguese people tend to use that saying a lot. Okay, in any aspect of life, when it comes to anything, and I'm just, and it had nothing to do. I was not answering Shiku's question. Okay, Diogo, I was answering you per se. You're saying nothing to do with option A or B. I was just answering you that I don't like people say I'm just, the only way you're gonna get away from a diabo is to try something else. That's all I was saying. It has nothing to do with elections. I'm not talking about that.
But it's
okay. Let's clarify that.
You know, it's like the I don't even want to say that because that's not the right comparison. Serious topic. Exactly. No Galinha. Gary B said,
Hey, look,
Smith or Lindelof coming?
Nelson says, I built half of my family's house in Porto Alegre with Luis Figueiredo's construction company.
Yeah, is it
Look at that. He did some good for people. Olha aí.
Prom Valor or something like that? It's called Promo Valor or some shit like that. Prom Valor.
Gary B is asking, is Smith and Lindelof coming? I believe Smith is coming. Lindelof up in here. Depends on what they're going to do with Otamendi. But I do believe Smith is coming. He'll be a new right back next year.
I think that Otamendi's been Benfica's probably best player in the past month. And I don't think he's playing for a contract. I actually think that he's playing for to say goodbye, really. Because I think that he has his eyes set on returning to Argentina. And I think that he's going to go away knowing that this last year he gave it his all and it was really in good form this end of the season. If he could finish off with the title, I think he'd be very happy. But I don't think Otamendi renews.
That may very well be the case, but my question to you is, when have you seen Otamendi play where he didn't give his best? He always does.
Yeah,
I don't think,
always.
That's just Otamendi.
Yeah.
That's just Otamendi. Even when he fucks up.
You can never point bad attitude or no attitude to Otamendi. And he's a guy that tells you like it is. He goes on to the flash interviews afterwards and he tells you. He mentioned it on this one that the team
is this, hold on, is this Nelson L? Is that Nelson Lucindo from back in the days?
Yeah.
From back, damn, Nelson. It's been like,
dude, he's been here a couple shows now.
I didn't know. Nelson, what's up? He says, se o Galinha ganhasse, era uma pena. I didn't know that was Nelson. What's up? Nelson's been, I was thinking about him not too long ago. Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Nelson, what's up, man? Hope you're well.
Yeah, but
hey, Chico says, hope Otamendi takes Di Maria with him. O Chico quer violência, o Chico quer porrada hoje, ó Chico. Estás à procura,
o Chico, pá.
Dela.
Chico, vai deitar, pá. Foda-se, estás maluco, pá.
Foda-se. Ao menos Otamendi com os outros dois que andam lá atrás a ver o jogo, a dormir, meu. Estás maluco.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I think that
look, at some point they gotta go. At some point they gotta
go. I agree. I agree. And they're not getting any younger, that's for sure. All right, let's turn our attention now to Rio Ave. Dave, when is that game? Saturday?
Hold on. Can I just say something before you go to that?
Sure.
Before you go to Dave,
Sunday.
I apologize. Brian Pete says, this administration is unserious when our first targets for next season is Smith and Lindelof after get. Let's not forget, Smith is still a player, and he's playing in the Premier League, okay? The Portuguese league is not exactly the Premier League. I still think he has a couple years left at a very, very good level in the Tugão and at Benfica. As for Lindelof, he hasn't played a lot of late. I still think that he could play at Benfica as a veteran presence, as an experienced presence back there in a leadership role. Obviously, if it's to come in and start every game, there's a huge question mark because obviously he hasn't played a lot of late. But these guys could still serve a role on the team. It's not just about playing 19-year-olds, guys.
Yeah,
you need experience at some point.
Yeah, and I think that there's a sentimental not value, but a sentimental meaning for Lindelof. If you guys recall, Lindelof joined Benfica at a very young age. I think he was first-year junior at Benfica, so he really started his senior footballing career at Benfica, or his serious footballing career at Benfica as a first-year junior. So maybe there's a little bit of a sentimental choice that goes on. I'll take Lindelof. I know that he hasn't played a lot, but I think that I know the EPL is very demanding on your body also. But I think that I would see Lindelof finish his career out, or at least
I'll
give
take
us a few more
Lindelof
years.
depending on what happens with Otamendi. You know what I mean?
I agree.
Because at some point, I've already said this to Hugo Moto. Hugo's the biggest Otamendi fan. And I've said this multiple times. At some point, Benfica is going to have to turn the reins over to whether we like it or not. And I'm not a big fan of it, but it is what it is. I understand at the end of the day, the club's bigger than any one player, and Benfica has to turn the reins over to Antonio Silva and Araújo. And I do think Otamendi should be back next year. at a lesser role, understanding that he's not gonna play every game like he does now. But I've always thought, even now, that they should rotate the 3 players. Os jogam os dois, para a semana comes in, the other one comes out, and like stuff like that. He could still play a role in Benfica, and if you bring him back, I don't see the need to bring in a Victor Lindelof. I do believe that Benfica should bring in a, I don't want to call him a youngster, but they should bring in a center back that they could develop into the future, because we know 1 year of full games for Araújo, and the same thing with Silva, that they're more likely than not sooner or later to leave out the door. So, start developing guys. But again, you need the leadership. Otamendi is a guy, takes no shit from nobody. You see the type of player he is, and you need that, man. You can't go into the Dragão with a bunch of kids and be intimidated by their players. Otamendi won't allow that to happen, man. So again, let's not knock everything and everybody. You need players of that magnitude. So we'll see what happens. Yeah, I like Lindelof to a certain extent.
Yeah.
If no Otamendi, then I'll bring in Lindelof. But if Otamendi's there, then forget it.
Yeah. Dave, what's Rio Ave been up to this year?
Rio Ave are currently in 10th with 29 points from 7 wins, 8 draws, 10 defeats. Coming into this match, their last 5, 1 win, 2 draws, 2 defeats. Historically, 53 wins, 12 draws, 5 defeats against Rio Ave, and this season at the Estádio da Luz, we laid a 5-0 victory against them.
Yeah. Different game up in Estádio dos Arcos, if I'm not mistaken. That's what the stadium is called. Yeah, be interesting to see. But yeah, things are getting tight. Everybody needs those points, if you get included. Things are getting tight. So hope for a win there. I think that Lage is gonna do a little bit more rotation for this match, but I
don't know. Afraid a rotation might stop now. There's no more European games.
You think so? Yeah, but
I'm not saying. I'm just might. I'm not saying it is. I'm saying might. Just a guesstimation here. It might stop because agora não tens ter guys fresh. Agora, right now, bro, you got to play for the championship. Right now, it's put your best out there. No time to F around and find out. Get the ball in the back of the net. If you're leading by a comfortable margin, then we play everybody else. But right now, man, there's nothing else to play for but the Campeonato and then the Taça against Steve Sense. It's about putting the points on the board, and you can't fool around and going on the road and trying to be Mr. Nice Guy and rotating squads. So
this is going to be the last game until international break.
Yeah,
that too.
Mm-hmm. There's we don't play until the 28th against Gil Vicente after this. So
perfect.
I wonder if Bruno Lage takes Roger Schmidt's approach and gives the guys a week off for the international break. Roger
it depends, Dave. It depends, because when you have most of your roster away on international duty and you're working with 10 guys, it becomes difficult to get some work in. Plus, it's already the later stages of the season, so maybe you will give. I don't think it would be as long as Roger Schmidt, but it would give the squad some days off.
It can't be that as long because we have the game on the Friday. Not even like it's a Sunday game when we return back.
Yeah, that's that makeup game against Gil Vicente, correct?
Yeah.
Diogo Reis says he was answering Brian. We're limiting financial or.
Well, read Brian's question. You got to read Brian's question.
If we're trying to get past the quarterfinals in UCL Semedo isn't deciding to do so, in my opinion.
No. It was, what the hell is it? I think it was, I'm sorry, DJ Natural. He says, I don't understand how we don't have top-notch players like Real Madrid and Liverpool or any
for
top
this.
Team. First of all, we don't pay like those clubs.
Yeah.
Second of all, the Portuguese league is kind of like, if you follow baseball, AAA.
Yeah.
Okay, the equivalent of AAA. And players don't want, for us, it's good. That's why the Enzo Fernandez of this world, before they even make it to Lisbon, they say, I'm going to use this as a trampoline. There's a reason why.
Yeah.
Now, I do agree that there should be better players.
Yeah.
There should be a Dybala. There's players out there, there's a Lo Celso. There's players out there that Benfica could absolutely pay their salary and acquire them and have a much, much stronger club than what we have now, as opposed to having a bunch of these monkeys. But as far as players like Real Madrid, I mean, I would love to, but not
Yeah,
not anytime soon, unless we join a super league like they were trying to put
yeah,
together a couple of years ago.
and you can make an argument for financially we're not there, and we're definitely not there. But we'd be in a much better place if we're not spending 18 million for Jura 6 and whatever much money for Cabral. If we were really being good in the way we spend our money, we would be a much better team without a doubt. And maybe we'd spend the same type of money, but we would just have better players. Just our scouting department hasn't. Well, I don't know if it's all their fault, but
it's Benfica's mold of doing business changed a few years back. They're no longer going to get. Obviously, they did now with Otamendi and Di Maria, but that was for different reasons. Di Maria was on a free, whatever. Benfica is not going out and acquiring. When I say veterans, I'm talking about guys 27, 28, pros. Benfica's not spending money on those types of guys. You know what I mean? They did Pavlidis, that's a striker, but what is he, 25? But for the majority, they stopped investing on those solid ass players that are pros. They went and got a Pavlidis, as I mentioned, from Feyenoord because they're hoping to turn this guy into their next ticket. Okay. Same thing with a Cabral. And bro, you're not gonna hit on every player. I think that there's players throughout European football that could absolutely play at Benfica and raise the quality of the squad to the next level. But Benfica chooses not to do that. They invest their money on players that they think that they could turn around and sell a year, 2 years later, for exorbitant amounts of money.
Yeah,
it's not about buying. That's why Ausnes is a perfect guy for Benfica to a certain extent, right? And I've said it. I think after the first year that he signed with us, and I said, look, Ausnes is perfect for Benfica. He's a good player in the Portuguese league, but he's not good enough to play on none of the big teams throughout European football. So he's never really going to be a threat at leaving, right? And those are the types of players, but I still think you need better. I still do think you need better. There's guys out there that if I was to form a team today, I mean, guys that I could acquire at Benfica, it's much better than what the team is today. But again, I'm in my basement. I can't do any of this.
Yeah, but I mean, we've seen. I mean, Sporting has got Jokeris from God knows where, buried in the championship.
He was in the second. Yeah, but that was listen. They got lucky. But again, we can't just because you hit a scratch off for $1, bro.
No, you're gonna hit every scratch off. But Chris, they chased them for a while. They were so hell bent on getting this player. They knew what
they didn't know, Alfredo. They had. I don't know, Alfred. I don't know if you got the right story. There's a scouting whatever. I don't know what it is. There's a company that scouts players and recommends players, and they recommended this player to Sporting. It wasn't like Sporting went out of their way with their scouts. Oh, and found this gem.
No, but they chased them for a while, and they wouldn't let him go.
Yes, and the company's advised Benfica as well, and said you should sign this guy. And Rui Costa said, for what? We got Gonçalo Ramos.
No, I thought it was Tankstad that was purchased instead of Jokeris.
No, but Rui Costa actually said it was about Gonçalo Ramos. We didn't need a striker at the time. That's why I'm mentioning it. I'm not trying to crack, but that was Rui Costa's answer when they asked him why he didn't go after Jokeris. He said we had Gonçalo Ramos. We didn't need a striker.
Yeah. Chico's saying you don't even have to buy expensive players if you can keep your academy ones for longer. But Chico, I mean, how much talent are you really producing at the academy to?
I mean, the 3.8 million you're playing Cabral, Alfred, you could have been playing João Neves.
Yeah, I watched the PSG game and fuck, man, that kid's turned out to be such a beast. Really good. Anyway, let's get out of here. Had enough. It was a fun show today, guys. Really good. Enjoyed it. Do this.
Diogo says, Brian, those two Europa League teams were the best teams we had since the 60s. You could tell he wasn't around in the 80s and early 90s.
No, that was good teams. In
I
the,
mean,
in the 80s,
come on,
man.
bro. Come on. That 93 team. Come on.
Carlos Manuel,
I mean,
Diamantino.
I don't know if you remember we made an 87 final and 91 final of the Champions 90 final of the Champions League. I don't know if you I don't think you were around for those,
good,
but
those were good teams, man. Those are
what
really
about that
good
team
teams.
with Paulo Futre, bro? Come on, Paulo
Yeah,
Futre.
those are good teams.
Come on, those teams are crazy, bro.
Moser,
Better than
Ricardo.
those teams. Yeah, of course.
Yeah, those are crazy teams, man. We had really good teams back in the early 90s and late 80s. Really, really good teams. Yeah. All right, let's get out of here. Guys,
love you guys. Smash the like button. Appreciate you guys.
It was a pleasure. Thank you so much.
I didn't want to be here, and we're here for 2 hours.
See, that's how you do it. Thank you so much for checking us out. We'll be back next week. Recap the Rio Ave game and look ahead to the international break, which is our favorite time of the year. Take care, everyone. Later.